January 8th, 2014. Good morning. What I'm going to do for the 2014 Snowpocalypse is spend the next couple of days watching my top 5 favorite movies. Zach's 5 favorite movies. If you were unaware, but Optimus Prime was voiced by the same actor that voiced Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. There's a clip online of him having a conversation of what Optimus and Eeyore's conversation would sound like. It goes like this. Hey, Optimus. Hello, Eeyore. I just found out Tigger's a robot. Alright, Eeyore. Whose butt do I kick? Since one of my biggest goals is to be a voiceover artist, I want to do it like this. The top 5 movies from Zach Thompson. Instead of that, we're going to do this. Top 5 movies. You ready for this? Let's do it. Number 5 is Duck Soup, 1933. Starring all 4 Marx Brothers. And if you don't know the Marx Brothers, they're just 4 brothers. They started as a vaudeville group, and they ended up being some of the most iconic comedians of all film. Duck Soup is about Rufus T. Firefly. He's the leader of a country who ends up being a jerk to an ambassador from another country and starting a war. Don't worry, it's not as intense as all that. It's very funny the whole time. They end up having a war with missiles that are slung across the screen and hit people. And the people fall down. It is on Netflix, so check it out when you get a second. Number 4 is The Crow, starring Brandon Lee from 1994. It deals with a man who is engaged to be married, but the day before the wedding he is murdered by a group of street thugs. The legend tells that when someone dies, a crow carries their soul from the land of the living to the land of the dead. But if something bad happens, the crow can bring that person back to set things right. A crow brings his soul back. He comes back the next year to avenge the deaths of himself and his girlfriend. Unfortunately, Brandon Lee, the star of the movie, was killed while making it, which is unfortunate in 2 ways. 1, because he was a great person. 2, because he was a great actor and he didn't get to make any movies after that. If you have seen it, great. If not, I believe it's also on Netflix. Most of these movies are on Netflix. If it's not, my apologies for lying. That's not my intention. Number 3. It's A Clockwork Orange from 1971. It stars Malcolm McDowell as the leader of a group of street thugs. They go on misadventures, I suppose, and end up hurting a lot of people, stealing a lot of things. This goes on for a while until the leader inadvertently kills somebody and ends up thrown in jail. While in jail, he endures a treatment, which is supposed to force him to be a good person. So he finds that if he has an evil thought or urge, he becomes violently sick, and it begs the question, are you human if you can't choose to be good or evil? Normally I wouldn't recommend that movie to a bunch of younger kids, but it is really good, so if you're of age to watch it, go and watch it. Number 2. My number 2 favorite movie... Where'd you come from? It's Gizmo. He's awesome. But you can't be in the video, dude. You gotta go over here. My number 2 favorite movie is Hard Candy. It stars Ellen Page and Patrick Wilson, or as you know them better, Juno, and that guy from Insidious. Ellen Page, who plays Haley, a 14-year-old girl who meets a man on the internet, Patrick Wilson, who was 32. I know what you're thinking, and that's where it's going. She ends up going back to his house for what he assumes is just some casual fun. Turns out to be nothing like that. Number 1. My favorite movie of all time, Let the Right One In. It's a 2008 Swedish film. It's based on the book by John Lindqvist, which is my 2nd favorite book of all time, right behind Looking for Alaska. It deals with a boy, Oscar, who's a very just shy kid, gets bullied all the time, until this girl moves in next door in his apartment, where she tells him at first that we can't be friends. I'm not the type to hang around with. But being a lonely kid, he still tries, treats her like a girlfriend. Her name is Ely. Turns out, she's a straight-up vampire. Is like 300 years old. Alright, that's my top 5. If you've seen at least 2, I think we can be friends. Ian, Benjamin, Cassie, I've enjoyed your videos very much. I look forward to seeing them in the future. And Benjamin, I'll see you on Friday this time. Don't forget to be awesome. Cheers.